I'm ready to start whenever you are.
Yeah, I think I can start now.
Oh, okay.
السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. أتمنى يكون الصوت واضح. لو في أي مشكلة في الصوت اكتبوا لي بس في الكومنتس إن إحنا مش سامعين صوتك كويس أو في مشكلة أو حاجة. أولا برحب بكم جميعا. النهاردة طبعا يعتبر يوم مهم، لأن إحنا عندنا مشكلة ومش بنسلط عليها الضوء، والنهاردة المطلوب مننا نسلط عليها الضوء. وبناء عليه قررنا إحنا ومجموعة من الأورجنايزرز المهمين في الوطن العربي ينظموا الإيفنت ده. النهارده بنشكر كل القائمين على تنظيم اليوم دوت، من أول أركيفيتور وفيجن وبوتقة وإس إي جراد وإس إي إي. كلنا شغالين مع بعض وكلنا بنتعاون مع بعض على إن إحنا من وقت للتاني نسلط الضوء على مشكلة معينة موجودة عند المهندسين المعماريين في العالم العربي كله، ونبدأ إن إحنا نحاول نحط حلول عملية ونبدأ فيها خطوات عملية على أرض الواقع، مش مجرد كلام نظري أو فلسفة. فالنهارده احنا معانا قررنا نستضيف واحد من اشهر المهندسين الفنانين في الرسم اليدوي، وهو جي جي زانيتا. وهو من امريكا، فنان متخصص في الرسم المعماري والعمراني والبيلت انفايرمنت انتيريورز. والنهارده هنكون بنقدم حل للمشكله اللي بنسلط عليها الضوء. وايه هي المشكله اللي بنسلط عليها الضوء؟ هي المهندس المعماري، او من ساعه ما دخل الجامعه لغايه ما اتخرج، وخاصه الاجيال القديمه، يعني اخر حوالي 10 سنين تقريبا او ممكن 15 سنه، من اول ما بيدخل لحد ما بيتخرج وهو كل تركيزه على انه يتعلم البرامج، يتعلم اوروكاد، يتعلم 3 ديز ماكس، يتعلم لوميون، يتعلم ازاي يعمل ريندر، ازاي يعمل تكنيكال دروينج. بس في الاخر البيزك سكيل اللي هي موجوده عند الاركيتكت ما بقتش موجوده اصلا. اصبحنا النهارده لما نبقى محتاجين نهاير ان اركيتكت، عايزين نشوف هو ازاي بيقدر يقعد مع كلاينت، وخلال نفس القعده وهو قاعد مع الكلاينت، او حتى في الجامعه وهو قاعد مع الدكتور بتاعه، ان هو عايز يعبر عن فكرته مش عارف يعبر عن فكرته. اصبح عشان يعبر عن فكرته لازم تعالى لما افتح لك الكمبيوتر، واستنى شويه لما افتح لك البرنامج، واستنى شويه لما افتح ابدا اجرب رسومات دقيقه جدا بكم متر وكم سنتيمتر. ليه كل ده؟ مع ان التجربه العمليه اثبتت ان احنا لما بنقعد مع ناس من الاجيال اللي قبل مننا، اللي هم اكبر مننا بشويه، اللي هم متعودين على الورقه والقلم، دول احسن مننا 100 مره في انه يقعد مع عميل او يقعد مع مستثمر او يقعد مع رجل اعمال عشان يقول له الفكره بتاعتنا ممكن تطلع بالمنظر ده. احلى مهاره ممكن تكون موجوده عند المعماري ومفتقدينها دلوقتي جدا، واذا كانت موجوده عند المعماري فهي بتفرق معاه وبتعلي سعره، هي مهاره البيزك سكيل نفسها بتاعت الدروينج، وان انت تبقى بتعرف ترسم بايدك. فالنهارده هتكون اول خطوه في ان احنا نعرف بعض التيبس والتريكس اللي ممكن يستعملها واحد فنان علشان يمسك القلم الرصاص ويطلع رسمه جميله يتعود منها بعد كده، ان لما يكون قاعد مع كلاينت في ساعتها وانا قاعد بخلص الفكره على طول واشرحها لك، مش لازم استنى لما اضيع الوقت. فدلوقتي انا هبدا اديله المايك وهو هيبدا يتكلم بالانجلش، وانا هكون معاك اول باول، بحيث لو هو بدا يتكلم في اي موضوع بالانجليزي. هو النهارده براكتيكال جدا، يعني هو هيكون بيرسم واحنا كلنا معاه ماسكين الورقه والقلم وبنرسم. لو في اي حاجه او اي كلمه حد مش فاهمها ممكن يقول لي وانا هكون موجود معاه. JJ, we're here where I just introduced a general introduction about the lesson, the lecture of today, and I gave them a background about you. But I'm gonna let you to start talking about yourself and maybe start with the workshop. You're gonna talk about yourself maybe better. So you could introduce yourself and you could also start if you hear me well.
I can hear you just fine. Thank you, everyone, for joining. This is exciting to be able to speak with a group of students who are interested in this. And I think Omar and I and many architects have discussed the gap that in the skill of drawing that exists in our education and also productively in the workplace. It is not a skill um, that we teach or utilize in the office, and the the point of drawing in today's lesson isn't necessarily to become more productive in the architecture in your professional life. It's not to produce necessarily a beautiful drawing. This is more or less just a an opportunity for everyone to pick up an excuse to pick up a pencil and draw some things and learn some things to loosen up and to enjoy it. Really, this is a skill that I think connects you to your design a little bit more intimately than so would a computer. I think when you draw with something, you draw it with more care, uh, more connectedness, more creativity may not be the word I'm looking for because as architects, we're not always looking to be creative. We're problem solvers. We need to provide a solution. Each project has a number of challenges, obstacles, whether it be budget, the topography, the materials, uh, demands from our client, all of those combined uh, siphon into the architect, and the architect then produces a solution that suits those needs. So I see us more of creative problem solvers. We're not trying to recreate the wheel. Uh, I wanted to start just really briefly because I think we all would enjoy drawing. I have a few books up here. I think if you just started with these two, in fact, after the call, this book is available digitally, and I have downloaded a PDF version. It's free, so it's not I'm not illegally sharing anything. This landscape drawing with pencil book is really fantastic. It's pretty concise, and it just goes through, yeah, so much of our architectural renderings are about the buildings, but if there's no we can really make our composition very strong through landscaping and other we'll call them just compositional elements, whether it's people, trees, um, you know, cloud cover, any sort of the environment can really enhance your drawings and renderings. So this is an excellent book that covers a lot of those techniques. We are going to keep it simple as far as materials go today. I'm just going to have these old magazines also. You can find them on, I don't know if you have access to eBay or anywhere. But these are excellent. They were monthly books that they would put out. You could see up here. Um, old old books, not as old as others, but just full of beautiful illustrations, renderings. This is a pen and ink, but I refer back to these because I'm going to show you another book. And you may all be familiar with the Beaux Arts School of Beaux Arts, and to me this is just when architects really had it was the peak of their skills as visual communicators, I believe. And this too is just chock full of stunning imagery. There, this book is out of print, so I'm not going to suggest that you go and buy one. Um, however, so when I say out of print, that means the people who own them sell them for a lot of money. So I don't plan on selling mine anytime soon. I absolutely adore this book. This is just incredible imagery. It's a real source of inspiration. I'm a little blurry, am I not? think I think we're on autofocus. Here we go. Right, so just a few books, and these pencil points, you can get them for a reasonable amount of money. So it may be worth it to you if you really invest the time in learning this skill. Some of these books would really provide a lot of value. Uh, Back to materials. So we're going to use just today Prismacolor ebony pencil. Your typical set of pencils will be, your 2H, right? You have your whole set of pencils from 8B. These are both 8B to your 2H, which is the hardest. So it's just a matter of hardness and softness of your lead. The theory is that the harder the pencil, the the lighter the line, the less lead or graphite rubs onto your paper. The paper is just a regular Bristol. It's nothing special. You can use a paper with more grit or tooth to get more textural. You can use something that's more of a smooth surface. This has a little bit of a grit to it. Um, so you'll see as we start to draw that it'll leave a little bit of a rough texture and not such a smooth surface on our line. A little bit about myself. I started working at a firm here where in the city that I grew up. It's called Urban Design Associates. They focus on building traditional neighborhoods. There's a pretty clear distinction in American architecture and urban design, um, and throughout the world for that case. And it sort of syncs up with the industrialist re industrialism, not industrial revolution. That was after that. So any cities that were kind of built before the car and before World War II were very walkable, pedestrian oriented, human scale. After World War II, of course, very you get the skyscrapers, cities that you're all familiar with, Dubai, Abu Dhabi, Doha, places like that. Um, so Urban Design Associates really focused on the traditional form of a pedestrian-centered neighborhood, and with that also came architecture that was human scaled, but also more vernacular, and that's what we're going to focus on drawing today. And we'll go through a series, but drawing has really I am not an architect. I work for architects, work for developers, and I just produce illustrations that capture the character of their project. Sometimes that there's just an idea out there, and it's my job to kind of pull it out and visualize it. Other times it's a fully designed uh, project, and we have CAD drawings and 3D images, and we just try to produce a beautiful illustration that sells the project. I am going to share on the screen a few images. Actually, before we start that, we're going to just go through a few main techniques of the pencil, and I'll just point these out. I don't know if it's necessary to copy these. Certainly we can. Um, but our pencil line, the pencil we can use is a very we can use the wide part of it, or we can get very fine and draw fine lines with it. And you could see the different strokes that are available to us. And a lot of times it really is about the movement that we can create with the pencil. And you could see the sort of directional strokes. And this can all be applied to surfaces in different capacities. You can see just a nice, very small sketch here at this bottom right, the barrel, how how the directional strokes inform you of the curvature of the barrel. So little things like that are extremely effective in how you communicate form and depth. This is a very helpful grid. It shows you the different strokes and how they might look at each value. So this is a very nice, this is a very common technique. You just have strokes of the pencil very sort of close together. This one we have a kind of very fine hatching technique, and this one is more of a cross hatch and just applied to our normal geometric forms. We've seen these before, and a little more of a complex subject and how these apply to different surfaces. Very good. I already lost one pencil that was sharpened, so I like my little hand sharpener. And just give me a sec. Oh, here it is. I found it, of course. Some folks like to they like to have if you could just focus on the overhead camera screen right now. Maybe I'll just shut. Here we go. Omar, were you able to see? I hope everyone was able to see this overhead camera.
Yeah, we can see perfectly.
Were you able to see it before when I was pointing out the different techniques of the book?
Yes, everything.
Yes. Okay, beautiful. I wasn't sure if both were on. So if everyone has their drawing materials with them, I think it would be a helpful exercise to go ahead and you could take, as I said, I have one pencil, and I'm going to control the value through pressure. But you can go ahead and we'll just make a series of squares. And Omar was pushing me uh, ex to help give a few tips on the quality of your line. And this we could just start by drawing our boxes. And the architectural line. This is the line we are thinking. It says that we are thinking. Okay, we I have my pencil down, and I'm not sure where I want it to go, so it's jiggling around, and then I go, and then I stop. Right? It's kind of like I'm not sure where, so I'm going to go backwards a little bit, and then I stop, and I know that I stop. It's almost like a period. I'm putting a period to the end of the sentence, and another box, period, and draw it down. You the wrong in drawing, I hate to say that there's right and wrong, right? But there are some rules that make things look good and not look good. I need to fix my focus here. This is a little bit of a problem. Could you all just give me a second? I'm sorry about this. Autofocus off. Okay. We should be okay. It still is focusing. Oh well, I think we'll be okay. Um, yes, I hate to say that there are rules, but there are things that work and things that don't. And the thing that does not work is when you leave a gap in your line. Okay, that doesn't work. It also we don't want to stop and be so precise with our line that we start and stop at the same exact point. That's just being too precise. And at this point, we do not need to be precise. This is part of expressing ideas. We're just using our pencils stumbling around the paper, trying to find a solution to what
If you
what
if
we're
you
doing.
allow me, JJ, I will be
Yes, sir.
always trying to translate words for if in case of someone doesn't understand any word. Okay, so I will
Yes,
be with
yes.
you side by side always. Okay. يا جماعة هو بس يعني بيحاول يقول إن مش أحسن طريقة، آخر طريقتين دول هو بيقول إن دي مش أحسن طريقة، عشان ما حدش يكون بيبص عليهم مثلا وبيقلد فيفتكر إن هي دي أحسن طريقة. لا، هو بيقول دي مش أحسن طريقة، إن أنت تحرك القلم وتسكت وتسكت وتعيد تاني تحرك القلم وتسكت وتبقى في الزاوية اللي في النص بالظبط، أو إن أنت تسيب جاب كبيرة أو حاجة زي كده. Yeah, go on.
Okay. We'll just employ some of the techniques that we saw in the book, and I'll open up a page right next door so we can see what we're doing here. All right. In this case, what we're going to do, and you may have a piece of paper on the side that helps that you can that it does two things. One, you can wear down the side of your pencil to have a broader stroke or a more fine line. And it you do not know what the thickness of your pencil unless you sort of try it on a scrap piece of paper. So it's nice to have something nearby. And what we could do is just we're gonna go from values. We'll just say 0 to 1 to 2 to 3 to 4 um, to 5. Okay, and a very, very light, and it's a little difficult to get the lightest value range with using one pencil. But what I want to do is just create vertical strokes that are consistent in pressure and also consistent in the space that there is between each other. Two, a little bit more pressure. Definitely keep them very, very close together. Almost no space. A little more pressure with three. And again, if you have a full set of pencils, you don't necessarily even need to apply more pressure. You can just use a pencil with a softer lead, which is it's the real way to draw. It's the real way to draw. And naturally, you could see the end of your stroke getting a little heavier. And it's a beautiful thing that happens in pencil is that beginning or the end of the stroke. And this paper in particular is going to be a
ميال.
little difficult. Go ahead. You could, was someone
كل مرة
talking?
بيميل القلم نفسه. عارفة لما ترسمي كده غير لما ترسمي كده.
We could go ahead and do the darker values as well. This is going to require on this paper a lot of pressure. I'm not so sure that I can get to the
Vertical.
deepest, darkest values. You know, it might take a cross hatching technique. So you could see what that does. Oh, let's try another technique that we see in here. That these stacked strokes. I'm gonna think my pencil's okay. So stacking these strokes, if this is almost you imagine like a shape that you're filling in. Okay, so we're gonna just pretend there's a dotted line shape, and we're just gonna fill fill this in, and it's just gonna continue our strokes, and everything needs to stay in the same direction. That's how you can express that this is a this is sort of one object, okay? And these are stacked, so they have this nice feel of that it's consistent in value, but you do have some texturing and layering of something that's going on. In pencil drawing, you can layer on top. It's not a problem. Actually, this is a very nice little sketch up here. If you see this value that they've created, and they've used finer, darker lines to express a wood or a shingle or a brick patterns.
I want to say something, excuse me, JJ.
Yes, sir.
الشباب انا عايز يعني الفت نظر الناس لحاجه. كنا احنا دايما دايما في الورك شوبس بتاعتنا. ما اعرفش منكم اللي عارفين الورك شوبس بتاعت ليفل 1 وليفل 2 والانتيريور والحاجات دي. دايما في نوعين من الناس. في نوع من الناس مستعجل جدا وعايز يطلع النتيجة بسرعة وبيبدأ بسرعة من غير ما يركز في الأسرار الصغيرة والمهارات الصغيرة. دايما كانوا بيخسروا المسابقة ودايما كانوا بيسلموا أوحش شغل. في نوع تاني من الناس بيبدأ خطوة خطوة ويركز في التفاصيل. ومش بس التفاصيل التكنيكال، لا، التفاصيل الارتستيك. واللي بيركز في التفاصيل دي اكتر هو اللي في الاخر كان دايما يطلع لنا برودكتس تحفة، وهم كانوا دايما اللي بيكسبوا المراكز الاولى وياخدوا الجوائز ويتكرموا في الحفلات والحاجات دي كلها. لذلك انا عايز ااكد على الناس السكيلز اللي هو بيشرحها دلوقتي دي. آه، لازم تكون جربتها بتركيز. لازم تجربها بتركيز وتهتم بيها وتديها شوية اهتمام. احنا لسه بعد شويه طبعا، بعد ما يبدا يخلص السكيلز دي هيبدا يخش في الرسمه بتاعت سيوا وكده، ويبدا يخليكم ترسموها وتطلعوا برودكت. ولكن قبل ما نخش فيها انا محتاج ان احنا نبقى مطمنين ان انت فعلا خلاص بترسم الخط الرفيع، بترسم الخط التخين، بترسم الخط المايل، بتستخدم انه قلم، امتى بتميل القلم، امتى بترسم القلم بخط مستقيم بالطريقه دي. فالتركيز في الموضوع ده قبل ما نخش في الرسمه بتاعت سيوا ذات نفسها مهمه جدا. Okay, go on.
Thank you. Thank you.
I,
And
I,
if
I
you
agree with you because some people asking me to translate word by word, so I might be not interrupting but
no,
disturbing
no,
you
no.
when you are talking. Okay.
That's great. It's great. Um,
Mm.
you can use these directional strokes to create a brick pattern.
هو بيتكلم عن الطوب. يعني انت مش لازم ترسم الطوب مربعات. بيقول لك دي باترن طوب. انت لو انت شاطر في استخدام القلم انت بتميل القلم وتعمل زي ما هو بيعمل.
You can, let's see, if we are zoomed in to a larger brick, let's see.
دي طوبة أكبر.
We accompany our value with a shadow to show the depth of your texture. And
الظل
maybe
يأكد على العمق. Somebody's asking which tone are you using?
tune. So this is a very dark. Am I answering the question? This is just a very dark black pencil.
Hmm. Okay,
Is that what they're asking?
I think so.
Okay. You could tell them maybe there's like a
Which
five
number?
5B or 6B for this.
6B. Yeah, 6B. Yeah.
Yeah. So when you have a dark or a soft lead, you can get lighter, but you cannot get you almost cannot get darker. If you have a 2H, you can't get darker. Also, if you have a hard lead that will also determine how much texture or how much the graphite is breaking down. So we have a rough understanding, a very loose understanding of a few of these techniques, pencil techniques. So we're just going to go ahead and and have some fun with them. So you could just see some of these strokes, and this is probably the technique that we'll be utilizing the most. Um, and you want to just keep in mind the form and the value of what you're creating. And if you think of this almost in creating, um, when we have our sphere, we have reflected light is one value, our core shadow is another value. So you almost want to think of this in laying down fields of value, lighter, lighter. We're thinking in terms of shapes and filling those shapes with a value, and then in between those shapes, you can then become more sophisticated in how you blend between one value and another or transition. Omar,
Mm-hmm.
we'll start with the exercise. Do you think
Yeah,
that gives us a base to kind of start with?
yeah.
Okay.
At least we got the methodology of thinking that it's not
Yeah.
just a line, but there are also shade and shadows, and there are different thickness of lines or of strokes. Yeah, I think this would be a nice base. Let's try this with an exercise. You mean the image of Siwa, right? Yeah,
This
interesting. Yeah, let's start. Okay. Yeah,
do
interesting.
I also have my overhead camera on?
Yeah, but there is a little bit of the paper is too much white. I don't know on the top.
Oh, there's a shadow coming in into my from my
Uh,
window.
okay.
Oh, there we go.
Um, I don't know. دلوقتي يا شباب
That's gonna
هو
be
هيبدأ
difficult.
هيبدأ
That's gonna be
يحاول
diff
يشرح التكنيكس اللي ممكن تطلع معاه الصورة دي رسمة جميلة. هو طبعا يعني بيزكس خالص، أكيد مش كل حاجة في أول محاضرة في الدنيا هتكون أنت راجل محترف يعني، ولكن هو هيتكلم برضو عن البيزكس. كله طبعا كل واحد ومستوى احترافه يعني، في واحد بيزك وفي واحد محترف جدا، وكل واحد هيحاول ويجرب. وفي آخر الوركشوب خالص كل واحد يبعت لنا الصورة والصور الجميلة اللي تطلع فعلا حلوة وتبين إن أنت فعلا اشتغلت. هيبقى في يعني حاجة لطيفة كده، حاجة صغيرة كده، شهادة صغيرة كده إن أنت قدرت تكمل الوركشوب يعني. مش هو ده طبعا الموضوع وده التركيز الأساسي، أنا عارف إن أنتوا أكيد مش هو ده الاهتمام الكبير، ولكن طبعا الاهتمام الكبير إن أنت تحاول تحط رسمة جميلة وتبدأ تبقى متعود على النوع ده من الرسومات، وكمان تضيفها للبورتفوليو بتاعك.
trying to cover my window. Okay. That's good for now.
أوكي.
All right. I cannot see my screen. I could also drop this message into the this image into the chat. Would that be helpful?
I think, yeah, it's okay.
All right. You all should have the message, I'm sorry, the image in our chat. Is everyone able to kind of highlight this
Because now
the screen?
we see the screen more than bigger than the sketch. So probably if you invert, I don't know how, but we would like to see your hand sketch bigger than the image.
Sure, sure. Let's see.
Okay. Now we see the image both way.
You see the image as well?
Sorry, I mean now we see your sketch, not the image. We see your sketch twice.
Okay. I think if everyone could just open up
Download the
the
image and
image
just open it. Yeah,
on their chat.
it's in the chat.
Yes, great.
ده نزلوا الصورة يا جماعة من الشات، نزلوا الصورة تمام وتبقوا فاتحينها قدامكم عشان هو هيبدأ يرسم واحنا مع بعض كلنا.
So we're going to do a few timed drawings. So you can go ahead and get your pencils ready. Make sure that the image is on the screen, and we're going to do a series of drawings. We're going to do a 15-second. We're going to do a few 15-second sketches of this, and this is not. This is very helpful for students to kind of let go of the detail. What we really want to do is get the thing that's sort of most important to the composition first, and then work your way out. And you can, I'll let you choose, but you could start with drawing uh, a square. I would suggest drawing small. Okay, you could draw a square. In fact, I apologize. The ratio is a little more vertical here, and I'm gonna go in 3, 2, 1. Okay, that's it. 15 seconds. Not too much. Great. All right, we're gonna go again. You could draw yourself another box if you'd like. It's always fun to do. It's fun to start like this. It's more important to start like this so that you can get your hand loose and care less about the final. Oh no, lost my tip. I care less about the final output. I'll let you all go in 3, 2, 1. And done. Okay, hopefully a little bit maybe not better is the word, but maybe a little more complete. You got a little more on the paper here. What I'm noticing about here is obviously it's the shape of the steps. Omar, is this mud brick and stucco? What's the method?
Sorry, repeat again.
The I must have dropped that pencil every time I sharpen it. It breaks. The method of what's the material here
In
in
which,
the image?
the material, the building material,
Yes, sir.
uh, it's complex. The name of the material is Karshif, but it's, let's say, it's the texture would be something to the similar to the concrete from visual perspective, but it's not a concrete. It's a kind of a mix between mud and rock, something like mud and rock. It's technique that gives you this texture. So
Okay.
I don't know if you want to give it a grainy texture, would be fine.
Okay. This thing does not want to sharpen. I don't think it likes my pencils. The change. All right. Well, y'all can start with a 30-second exercise, and we will start now, and I will be joining in a second. Sorry about that. Ready? Three, two, one, go. Time. Goodness. Okay, how's everybody's images? I hope you've been able to be a little more loose. I'm going to be working with a 6B since I may have dropped this entire case and they're just the lead inside so soft. Okay. All right, let's go another 30. And three, two, one. And time. And you may find where you are what you're attracted to in the image. That's really where you should start. And you just work out from there. And in this image we can create when you're drawing from observation, it's important to understand that this is almost sort of visual note taking, right? So we want to use inspiration from what we see and and almost more or less draw your impression
But
of that.
I suggest that they get more time than 15 seconds?
Oh yeah, that was a 30, and then we're gonna do a minute, and then 2 minutes,
Okay, 30 and then
and then
minutes.
longer.
اوكي.
Yeah, so this one we'll do a
هو
one
يا
minute,
شباب،
okay?
هو يا شباب يعني، هي لازم، هي بالتدريج. هو انت في الاول بدأت ترسم الصورة اللي انت شايفها دي في 15 ثانية، تمام؟ فطلعت زي الصورة الأولى اللي انتوا شفتوها دي، اللي هو انت أول حاجة بتلاحظها ايه؟ مثلا الارش اللي موجود في مكان معين، وبس تبقى عارف هي فين بالنسبة للفريم. أنا بالنسبة لي يعني وجهة نظري أو اللي أنا شايفه إن الفريم اللي بيترسم المربع مهم جدا، عشان يحدد لك الفريم فين، والعنصر المهم اللي ملفت جدا للنظر بالنسبة لك فين كنسبة وتناسب. والله لو أنت شايف إن في قرش معين مهم جدا في الصورة اللي أنت فاتحها قدامك موجود في النص بالظبط، ارسمه. لو في سلالم معينة واخدة نسبة معينة مثلا بعيدة عن الفريم، تلت الفريم، نص الفريم، أروح راسم السلالم دي. أول مرة بترسمها خط سريع، تاني مرة بتبدأ ترسمها بدل ما هو خط سريع يبقى زجزاج كده اللي هو السلم مثلا، تاني مرة تبدأ تشوف السلالم والأرشز، تالت مرة لغاية ما توصل إن الدقيقة بالنسبة لك هي دي اللي أنت مش رسمت فيها صورة تحفة، لا رسمت فيها صورة لما أنا أشوفها أفهم ده إيه. فأنا شايفها الصراحة طريقة انترستنج جدا. هو دلوقتي هيبدأ يجرب في الدقيقة تقريبا. Now are you gonna start to give us 1 minute to try that? Okay, this is 15 minutes, this is 30, 15 seconds,
Yeah,
30 seconds, and then now it's 1 minute, right?
we'll do a 1 and then a 5 minute.
اوكي، هو بيقول لي دلوقتي كل واحد بقى يرسم الفريم الفاضي ده، وهنبدأ في دقيقة واحدة نرسم الصورة اللي هو بعتها لكم في الكومنتس في دقيقة واحدة.
Okay,
فمستعدين؟
three,
Are you
two, one.
ready؟ يلا.
Yes, sir. Did I waste my minute? Here we go. Wasted it all on one corner.
اوكي ويت يا جماعة، تاني مرة كمان. ارسم المربع فاضي، ارسم مربع فاضي دلوقتي عشان تبقى جاهز، جاهز للمنافسة، جاهز للتحدي. ارسم مربع فاضي وافتح الصورة قدامك كده. أول ما هقول ابدأ ابدأ. خلاص اتفرج انت، يعني ما تتفرجش عليه وهو بيعملها، اتفرج على نفسك انت. افتح الصورة قدامك، افتح الصورة قدامك وارسم
So I
مربع
think,
فاضي.
go ahead, Omar. I think this
يا
this composition is starting to um some I'm starting to understand what I want to accomplish in this composition.
مم.
And we're going to use these elements to really highlight what is so interesting about this, and
مم.
that is just these steps,
مم.
right? So we're going to use this foreground element as a compositional element, and it's just going to become more of a. We don't want to attract attention to it, but we want to give some form to it,
but
right? So you can almost separate like this. This is value, I don't know, just call it 6. And then we could just add another layer of values in there and just call it 8. So we're just sort of picking out shapes in here, this arch, and then there's the interior of that arch, and then the same thing here, right? And if you take a shape at all, you could take one of the arches that we find in here, and we could make it, let's just call it a 2, and then the inside door or whatever is going on back here. It's just it's darker. And then you can apply a little bit of more value or a line or texture to the edge there to define that a little bit more.
Yeah, your hand is covering the drawing method. Yeah, if you yeah. Try to draw on the right of the camera.
Yeah. I'm
On the
sorry,
right.
I have
Yeah,
my
always always on the right side. Yeah.
there we go. Okay, so we're gonna go and do our 5 minute.
Okay, so in our 5 minute, try to give us, simpler steps, like we start with lines and then shades, or to pick one corner and finish it. If you would give us priority of tips.
Go.
I mean, I would go with drawing the main lines. Just this is my opinion. I don't know if you agree with me. I would go with the main lines of the drawings, just stroke lines, and then when I finish, I start giving shades to every part of the drawing. I don't know if you agree with me of this technique.
Certainly you can sort of map out your things.
Yeah,
But
exactly.
yeah,
Map out.
yeah.
This is the way.
Okay,
اوكي
so
يعني
we'll go
السبب
ahead and
يا شباب. اوكي just a second let me explain. هو الفكرة ان اول خطوة في اول مثلا 30 ثانية ولا مثلا دقيقة بالكتير بتبدأ ان انت ترسم سريعا جدا الخطوط بالنسبة والتناسب. بتبقى عارف ان تقريبا السلم هنا هو اهم حاجة، وبعد منه السلم اللي تحت، بعد منه المبنى الرئيسي، بعد منه تبدأ تشوف المبنى اللي جواه ارشز او حاجة زي كده. فهي بعد كده الخطوة اللي بعدها تبدأ تخش في التفاصيل، انت بتدي شيدز بالطرق او التكنيك اللي هو اتكلم عنها سريعا في الاول، وبعد كده تفاصيل بقى. اوكي. Okay, so yeah, we are ready. I hope everyone already has drawn the box. يا ريت كل حد يكون فعلا رسم البوكس الفاضي ده. ودلوقتي هنبدأ نعمل منافسة جديدة. ارسم البوكس، لو ما رسمتش البوكس ارسمه، يلا ارسم. ارسم البوكس فاضي. ارسم البوكس فاضي وعشان هو هيبدأ دلوقتي. So let's count 5 4 3 2 1 go. هو خلوا بالكم ان هو مربع مش مستطيل قوي، بس بغض النظر اكسرسايز طبعا. اكسرسايز يعني حتى انا بحاول اشتغل فيه معاكم. هو الموضوع محتاج فعلا تدريب، محتاج نعمله كذا مرة. بس هو عاجبني يعني. انا حاسس ان اول رسمة مختلفة عن تاني رسمة. اول واحدة كنا بنرسم في اماكن غلط، كنا بنرسم الارش في اماكن غلط، نرسم السلم في اماكن غلط. طبعا انتوا فاتحين الصورة مش الفيديو، يعني انتوا المفروض تبقوا فاتحين الصورة مش الفيديو. بص في السلالم بسرعة، تروح حاطط كده رسوم. يعني هو في الأول ليه كان بيوريكوا الشخبطة دي؟ عشان يوريك إن عادي إن السكتش يطلع مشخبط. تجرأ، خليك جريء. عادي إنه يطلع شوية شخبطة كده، بس تبقى بينك وبين نفسك بدأت تعود نفسك إنك تشوف مكان السلم هنا بالنسبة للفريم فين. هروح حاطط كده راسم خطوط السلم كده. أبقى معود نفسي اللي هو خلاص أنا ببص في الصورة عارف أول حاجة برسمها كذا، أول حاجة برسمها البوكس بتاع المباني نفسه. بعد كده بشوف السلالم، علاقات السلالم. أكتر حاجة بتلفت نظرك إيه؟ هو حتى قال كده في الأول، قال هي السر كله في أنت تشوف أكتر حاجة أنت حاسسها لافت النظر، حجمها كبير، تصوير مركز عليها، وترسم الإيه، الباوندري لاينز بتاعتها. وانس من غير تفاصيل كتير، وانس إن أنت بدأت تحدد لنفسك كل حاجة. هو سكتش يعني، فطبيعي إن هو ميبقاش دقيق. وانس إن أنت بدأت لنفسك كل حاجة بالنسبة للفريم، بتبدأ بعد كده تحس أو تعرف كل حاجة مكانها فين. تخش تفصلها بقى. هبدأ أفصلها. طب أنا شايف إيه تفاصيل؟ في تفاصيل مثلا الستبس بتاعت السلم هتبين لنا الفكرة أكتر. يلا بينا خطوط متوازية كده ورا بعض ونروح مخلصين السلم، وعادي إن السكتش ما يطلعش دقيق. طب في إيه تاني؟ في أرشز في البوكس أو بتاع المبنى، نخش في الأرشز بتاعت البوكس بتاع المبنى، وكل حاجة بتبقى سريعة جدا، تبقى السكتش مش واضح. بعد ما خلاص حددت مكان كل حاجة، تبدأ بقى تمسك قطعة معينة أو جزء معين، تبدأ تديله ظل ونور، وتفضل تظلل تميل القلم بتاعك وتضلله. ولو في تفاصيل زي أرشز جواها مثلا تفاصيل، تبدأ تفصلها وكده. هي دي اللعبة.
Okay,
وتفضل
so
تكمل.
I'm investing a lot of time in this again, but I this is going to be the
مم.
thing that helps anchor the drawing.
Because it's the foreground. The first thing
It's the
we see.
foreground, and then
مم.
what that does is that sets a value range for us to then
مم.
add more value. And I think what I'm picking up on is we have these great openings
مم.
um, of arches and doors that
مم.
that are going to carry this value
مم.
throughout the image. And what Omar was saying was want to get your lines, and you just kind of want to stumble those lines in. You don't need
مم.
to commit to them, but once you feel comfortable, then you can add that value. I almost apply value almost kind of like I will in a painting, right? Like I take a field of color or a field of values
هو بدأ بقى طبعا. أنا عارف أنتوا فاتحين الصورة مش
and a,
فاتحين
and
الفيديو،
apply almost a wash, right?
فخليكم انتوا في الصورة، ما تفتحوش الفيديو، خليك في الصورة. الحق خلص. هو بدأ بشكل جميل جدا. بدأ يدي ظلال للحاجات المهمة فقط، زي أقرب مبنى للكاميرا، زي بعض الارشز اللي جوه. بعينك كده، انت بعينك بتبدأ تحس ان ايه الحاجة المهمة قوي. الظلال طبعا في الرسومات السريعة بيبقى مجرد بس خطوط فيرتيكال. هو عامل خطوط فيرتيكال كده. حتى السلالم بدأ يعملها على هيئة ان القلم مايل جدا، ويروح مدي للسلم خطين كده لازقين في بعض، فتحس ان هو خط سميك او سمك للسلم.
So we're at 5 minutes here. Um,
Oh yeah, we're done.
yeah, yeah.
Come
And
on, give us one more minute. Come on.
oh yeah, let's go. Let's take a minute. Let's take a minute. Um, that always, you just get into
يلا
it.
فاضل
And
دقيقة
but
كمان.
but but now, hopefully you've been able to use the few first exercises to really help
مم.
point you in the right direction of where you want to take this. And
مم.
it's taken me a little bit of time to build the value that I'd like to get in this paper, just because I really want that strong value. And it is making it a little difficult here, right? Because like you just want to put some value on the paper and move on. Um,
مم.
but now I'm kind of stuck here making strokes. But um, if we're thinking about kind of directionality, this we have steps to make those vertical, any vertical surfaces. It's sort of
مم.
change your stroke into something vertical. I love this the top. I'm looking at the bottom left. Just the parapet wall along the stairs is so beautiful. And the stairs themselves give us such an opportunity. I these stairs are more in perspective in reality, but this kind of like cheating is making this really
Someone is asking
fun here.
if the foreground, the building that is so close to the camera is already big and close to the camera. Why don't we draw it in a way that is lighter than this because it's too dark in the sketch. It's a suggestion from one of the students. Why don't we try to draw it in so light so we can see maybe the inner parts where there are the shadows are darker, for example.
Hey, look, no one needs to follow me. This
Mm.
is your own drawing.
Yeah.
Um, I'm making my own decisions as you all will. I
Mm.
would like to move to the next one. And you could stay or go. But I'm gonna drop this into the chat as well.
Okay.
So we're,
The
we're just
next
gonna do another one. And if you have to go,
the
that's
next one
fine.
will
Thank
be
you. Thank you for
10
staying.
minutes. 10 minutes or what?
No, no, no. The next image.
Ah, the next image. Come on, we love this image.
Oh, you do?
Mm.
Okay. All right. Okay.
Let's make another one. I don't know. 5 minutes is maximum. Would you like to make another one for
Uh,
8 minutes, for example? Let's give them another chance.
Um,
Do you think so?
that would be fine. This one it doesn't really have anything to grasp on as far as perspective goes.
Hmm.
The lines are sort of going everywhere, so um, I'm happy to stay here. I'm happy to have something that has perspective. It's up to you. It's up to you.
Okay.
You want to stick with this and we can do a 10 minute?
Yeah, let's do a 10 minute. I would like to because
Okay.
I would like to have
Okay.
a result because not all of the students are fast as you are, so probably they didn't really have a real result yet. So probably one more exercise would help them
Okay.
improve more or
Okay.
understand more the exercise.
Okay. All right. I'm going to draw since this is a little bit longer of a drawing. Um, I will draw it a little larger. I won't cheat you your 30 seconds. So I'm just gonna draw a little bit bigger. I'm sorry, I have more light coming into my office right now. If you need to, you can give yourselves a little markers on the sides, sort of show you what's halfway, you could even do it into fourths. And whenever you're referencing the photograph, you can reference the edges and say, well, um, this element is falling at right about, the top 25% of the page, and that's where you can begin your shape. So we'll just go ahead and start.
يلا.
If you're having trouble finishing, which you probably should, um, it's okay. It's okay.
It's
This
okay.
is not about a final product. This is
مم.
about improving your drawing skills.
مم. هي فعلا يا شباب من فعلا من الحاجات اللي انا شايفها ومقتنع بيها بتفرق قوي. هو فكرة ان انت تبقى عارف كل حاجة هتنزل فين، الخط ده المفروض يترسم فين بالنسبة للفريم. يعني لو الفريم هنا
Oh,
والارش هنا او المبنى هنا، فا هي دي اول حاجة احطها بالنسبة للفريم، وازاي
Omar is
اعمل ده
not
في وقت
going to
قصير.
kick you out of school.
I will.
Yes, I will.
زي ما هو بيقول كده مابينج اوت، تحط الحاجات المهمة تبقى عارف هي هتبقى فين تقريبا. وطبعا ده يعني هو زي ما هو قال دلوقتي، مش يعني مش شرط حد يتابعني بالظبط، دي رسمتك انت. يعني في واحد ممكن يقول ايه، يقول لا انا مش هحط الحاجات دي طريقتي، انا كعمر انا بحب اعمل كده. في حد ممكن يقول لا عادي، انا ممكن امسك جزء معين بس ارسمه صح، وبقيه الرسمه مثلا حتى لو ما لحقتش اخلصها قوي عادي، بس على الاقل الجزء المعين اللي خلص ده هو جزء كويس وجميل، مش مشكله. او يبقى عندي حاجه مثلا اتكلم عنها برضو عادي. كل واحد ليه طريقته. انا ليه بحب ارسم المابينج اوت، او ان انا احط كل حاجه في مكانها في الاول؟ علشان بحيث ان انا حتى لو ما لحقتش اخلص اي جزء من الرسمه، على الاقل اللي يبص في الرسمه يعرف دي ايه اصلا بشكل عام كلها على بعضها كده، هذا كومبوزيشن. وبعدين ابدا ايه، اخش اللاير اللي بعدها. اللاير اللي بعدها اللي هي ممكن تكون التظليل العام. وبعدين اخش في اللاير اللي بعدها اللي هي ممكن تكون تفصيلي اكتر. كل واحد بيبقى ليه الطريقه او الميثودولوجي اللي هو مقتنع بيها. هو يعتبر بيتبع الطريقة اللي أنا مقتنع بيها، بيرسم بشكل عام كده كل حاجة موجودة فين تقريبا، بخطوط خفيفة خالص وشخبطة كده غير دقيقة، وملهاش دعوة بالرسم أوي، يعني مش دقيقة زي الرسمة. بس على الأقل أديني عرفت السلم فين، عرفت الأرشز اللي هي المهمة فين، عرفت البوكسز الأساسية فين. وبعد كده هبدأ بقى إيه، أدي الشيدز. هو اديكوا شايفين يا شباب، برضو انا عايز برضو ارفع معنوياتك بحاجه. اديك شايف ان حتى وهو بيرسم، لما بيرسم الرسمه بسرعه جدا جدا كده تطلعش معاه بيرفكت عادي خالص، مع ان احنا عارفين هو مين، وعارفين هو مشهور ازاي، وشفنا رسوماته، وشفنا الويب سايت بتاعه، شفنا الراجل يعني ما شاء الله بياخد مشاريع فين، ومشهور في كل حته، واول ما تكتب اسمه على النت بتلاقيه، وفنان الفن بتاعه والرسومات بتاعته عاملة ازاي. مع ذلك اديك شايف اهو ان لما بترسم الرسمة في وقت قصير، في 10 ثواني و15 ثانية ومش عارف ايه، ما تطلعش بالدقة اللي هي، ما تطلعش بيرفكت عادي جدا. فده شيء طبيعي، ما تبقاش باصص لرسمتك كده وتقول ايه ده، ايه اي كلام ده، لا، ده العادي بالنسبة للوقت اللي انت بتاخده ده. بس هو صراحة رغم ان هي رسمته مش بيرفكت ومش خلصانة، ولكن في عنده الحتة او السنس بتاع انك لما بتيجي تتفرج كده على التظليل او على الستروك او على نوعية الخطوط، بتحس ان هي يعني طالعة من واحد بيرسم ستروك حلو. لذلك انا برضو مقتنع بفكرة ان انت الستروك بتاعك او اللاين بتاعك وانت بترسمه بالقلم الرصاص محتاج يبقى حلو كده، محتاج يبقى خط كده انت عارف امتى يبقى مستقيم وامتى يبقى متعرج، عارف امتى يبقى الخط رفيع وامتى يبقى القلم مايل شويه فيبقى الخط تخين وهادي، امتى يبقى الخط اسود غامق وامتى يبقى فاتح او خفيف. دي المهارات اللي الواحد المفروض برضو يتعود عليها. يعني انا شايف الصراحه الاكسرسايز ده، انا ليه خليته يعيده تاني؟ انا شايف ان الاكسرسايز ده احنا لو عدناه كتير، لو عدناه كذا مره، هو لوحده كافي ان هو ينمي مهاراتنا. هو عايز يخش دلوقتي مثلا على الاكسرسايز التاني، انا حبيت واصريت ان احنا نعيد ده مره كمان، لان انا متوقع ان هو ده خلاص احنا بدأنا نستوعبه، بدأنا نحاول نشخبط فيه كده ونلخبط فيه، بدأنا نطلع منه مثلا بنتيجة او حاجة، فبناء عليه بدأنا ايه، نفهم المهارة. مش عيب ان انت تجرب
I
الرسمة
agree.
بره.
I agree.
I of course you agree I know.
I heard Renaissance. That's about it.
Yeah, I'm saying bad things. I'm saying bad things.
Yes. 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 This is a little bit difficult in the fact that there aren't too many shadows showing.
Hmm.
So we're kind of in some ways it's nice because now we get to invent our own what's good for the composition, right? Um, so we have this stairway. It's coming up. It's interrupted by this shadow. Maybe this is
Hmm.
all sort of shade. Just a little, and this window, you don't need to labor these windows or openings, whatever they are. You don't need to labor over them. Just keep them very simple. It's just
Mm.
a line. And we have these pieces of wood. I don't know what those are. What those are there gutters or little downspouts for rain?
Maybe, I don't know.
Yeah. So this is shade, right? This facade is shade. We're just going to keep that very light. Oops. We've got about 2.5 minutes. You know how fast that goes.
دقيقتين ونص. فاضل
Um,
دقيقتين
and
ونص.
and we're gonna really pump some value in under these steps. And
Hmm.
what's beautiful about the image is you could see that there's this. It almost like doesn't make sense in perspective, but you could see the underside of these steps. So
Hmm.
it's going
على
to be
فكرة، من التكنيكس
it's
على فكرة اللي أنا بشوفها وبتبقى حلوة جدا، إن القريب من الكاميرا يبقى غامق والبعيد عن الكاميرا يبقى فاتح. دي عادية جدا من ضمن التكنيكس، وهي طبعا في الأول في الآخر كل واحد بيرسم اللي هو مقتنع بيه، وفي حاجات بتظبط حاجات مش بتظبط. بس أنا
oh
بيتهيألي إن هو ده، هو لما أنا شفت دلوقتي لقيت إن الحاجات البعيدة هو عامل لها شيدنج خفيف، والحاجات القريبة عامل لها شيدنج تقيل.
oh pencil broke.
بس برو it means you will add 2 more minutes.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And I have and I have a very hard lead, and you could see the difference in
Mm.
in what it's putting down here. It just takes a long time, right? Just takes a
Mm.
long time to build that value, which is why I'm not using it. But for a more refined drawing, I would suggest, having a range of hardnesses of lead,
Having what?
a range of softness of
Ah,
of
yeah,
lead. Yeah.
yeah.
The way you could be a little more sophisticated about how you're going about the drawing. And you could almost think of it as a watercolor, Omar, right? You start with your values very light. In this exercise, we're sort of getting punchy. We're just gonna
Hmm.
get some values down.
Someone shared her drawing. This is interesting. Another one also shared her drawing. Wow. It's it's very enthusiastic to see that students are drawing and sharing their drawings. I enjoy
Yeah.
it
Yes. Good. Good. I mean, it's
because
it's
I
for
know they did
enjoyment.
it.
It is for enjoyment.
Because I know they did this in like 2 minutes, 30 seconds, 5 minutes, 1 minute. Oh, nice. Analytically or statistically speaking, I see that the mapping out that they did is nice, is really nice. Nice enough, I mean. But of course,
Good.
the stroke skills or the skills of the line, the shading need to improve a lot.
What an interesting thing it has going on here, Omar. It's
Hmm. Wow, someone did the lines and also the shading.
I really do enjoy this kind of you're putting down shade and then you refine it with a heavier line.
Mm-hmm.
You're bringing a little bit of definition to it
Mm-hmm.
after, right? You can go in and just add a few lines and it really helps make it sing.
Al-Zahra, would you like to say something? No. If you want to say something, yeah, Zahra.
Are the images in the chat or
Yeah,
are
in the
they
chat.
being
Yeah,
yeah, great. All right. Great.
different techniques.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
They're competing with you, JJ.
Yeah, yeah, good. That's what that's what this is not about,
I
competing.
will judge who is better.
We're all just having some fun, having some fun,
Mm,
right?
yeah, true.
I chose to add a little bit of sky
Mm-hmm.
up up here and just give this a little bit of definition. It really
Mm,
in this image, if you had to kind of grayscale it,
mm,
it's very it's so everything is there's a lot in this mid range, right? Everything's sort of like a 3 and 4, and then the openings are like an 8.
mm,
Um, there's maybe a few pieces, if you had cropped in on the stairway, let's see, I'll drop it in the chat. If you crop in to this, if you all can just see the latest image I sent, this is a nice a nice image to break down some of the shadows that you're seeing. You have a very light staircase. I can't point on my screen. Y'all don't see that, right? If I'm pointing to something on my screen, that doesn't help, right?
I think we don't see it very well. Probably you need to adjust the camera. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I was the image that I just sent. I just cropped our image, and it really helps us focus in on a few of the elements. Um, but I don't know. This is starting to become a composition, right? It's
Mm,
starting to become a composition of someone who might be creating a painting is is going to look at this a little bit differently, right? They're gonna.
mm,
I like creating this shadow.
mm.
It gives you an opportunity to pop the value of these stairs out or pop this out. Right? You're just kind of looking for things to grasp onto and so and an artist might also this value that there's nothing on this left side. Maybe there's a heavy shadow from a building right next to it that's casting a shadow on that facade and
I will
across
give
the
you that. You are
steps.
so brave when you draw a line. I always think that before I think I should, I don't know, maybe I will try and then I will erase, and then I try again, I will erase, but you just drew the inclined line, heavy shade, and that's it.
And there's something beautiful happening with these steps where
Mm,
the top of the the surface, not the vertical surfaces are kind of in shade. The
mm,
top surfaces, the surface of the top of the wall is catching
mm.
light. So you might really reinforce that idea by adding a little more value to the very top of that. And anything that kind of runs into that, you're gonna, oh yeah, there we go. Starting to lose the form of this here. Actually, I don't know. That's holding together. Okay. Are y'all seeing anything on my screen? Oh shoot. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
Beautiful.
Yeah, so the top of this railing, like, or the top of the wall, we really want to reinforce that curvature. Um, I put a shadow here, and that um, if we were really getting bold, like this could almost be uh, a black shadow. I think that would just be gnarly. It would really just hold that. And we could create another wall that's kind of retaining those steps, and that could be sort of in shadow here. Maybe it breaks because we have this curving wall here, and you could just see how much, this is fun, right? Like we're really starting to break the frame of the composition,
Mm,
and it
yeah,
really leads your eye up the steps, right?
yeah.
So I guess kind of
Leading
what
lines.
I'm alluding at is like is a painter, someone who's creating a piece of art from as with this as inspiration will kind
Mm,
of do this exercise, right? You're just kind of exploring what the character of this is, and then really breaking the rules and having some fun with it. And this is your roadmap, right? This is your exploration.
mm.
And this is just a way of and for the purposes of an architect, we're note taking, right? We're noticing things in the steps. I'm just going to share my screen at this point.
Mm.
We're noticing things in the steps. Like if you all could see my pointer.
Yeah, we see.
I mean, this does not happen, right? With new
Yeah.
construction.
Mm.
But yet it's so incredibly gorgeous.
Exactly.
It is. And this is something you may not notice the beauty of when you're if you're just passing through. When you take the time to sit down and observe something and take it in, you sort of integrate it into your mind, and you're building a visual library for yourself to say, you might not propose this in your newest architecture, but really, I mean,
Mm.
this is something that's so special and it's caused what happens is you almost feel connected to the people that built it.
Mm.
When you draw it, you appreciate that craftsmanship because in a sense you're representing what the craftsmen who built these steps and these walls.
mm,
You yourself are a craftsman representing what they did on your paper, and you're noticing it and paying homage to it.
mm,
And that's the importance of drawing for fun.
mm.
For fun. What do you think, Omar?
I totally agree. Uh, this is the beauty of the vernacular
My
architectural
goodness.
techniques because it 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 shows the stratification or the let's say the layers. I mean, this building was built previously years ago. It is showing that it's an old building, and in this case, the old building is not like the modern architecture that something is broken or bad. No, actually, it remains beautiful because it is natural. If you remove a natural layer, you find another natural layer, so they're all in harmony together. It's not
Yeah,
like when you remove the wall paint, you find concrete behind. If it is removed, you find bricks behind. It's not so, not in harmony.
yeah, yeah, exactly. It's quite beautiful. I do love the photograph as well.
Yeah.
If your students have 10 more minutes, I would love to just look at
Mm,
what maybe perhaps this image,
mm. This is interesting also.
and we could just
Mm,
do 10 minutes. I think this has a few things that are interesting as far as like teaching points to me,
mhm.
Omar.
Let's
So
yeah, why not guys يا شباب ايه رأيكم نعمل سريعا ده الاكسرسايز على الصورة دي كمان، الصورة الجديدة دي.
okay,
يلا
and
بينا.
I believe my camera is on still, right?
يلا بينا نجرب الصورة دي
Okay,
كمان
I'm
قبل
I'm
ما
gonna have to
نقفل.
draw on the left now. Am I right?
Yeah, not where the yeah, don't avoid the light. Yeah, avoid the light.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Avoid the light.
Yeah,
And everyone should have that image in the chat. I'll drop it.
yeah,
Send
please
it once
just
more.
drop it. Yeah. هو هيبعتها لكم على الشات دلوقتي ونبدأ نجربها سريعا بقى ايه، تجربة كمان كده.
Oh, these pencils just keep on breaking. All right, our image that we're going to study here, this has a little bit of perspective to it. And what we're going to do, we're also going to use this as we'll just chalk up to inspiration as well. And there are strong shadow lines that we can really play off of, and it could be a nice, very simple composition. So if we start again, we have a vertical composition, but what we're going to do is take the what we see instead of just recreating the composition that we see here. What I want to do is show the sky around, almost expand, if you will. Um, and when you're laying out these compositions, you can identify where the vanishing point is. I'm assuming everyone has a basic background of perspective drawing. Would I be right in assuming that? Or
Yeah, but someone is asking, did you send already the image in the chat? Because we don't see it. You didn't send it.
it says retry. It's telling me to retry. I'm not sure. Maybe we're out of room in the chat.
I don't know. Let me try.
Can you it's in our WhatsApp. Could
Yeah,
you
let me
send it?
try. I will try.
Okay.
This one. هعمل لها ابلود دلوقتي.
Any luck? Did that come through?
Yeah, now I see.
Is it
Yeah.
okay? All right. And now my camera is really struggling here. Okay. So right, I just want to add a little bit of space, but here's, we're going to identify that vanishing point, and what we have is a very, very beautiful. What I love about this photo, so you have this stone. It's a very, for the most part, and it's a nice like um, straight line, and then you
So
have it interrupted by.
now it will be not an exercise. You will explain maybe, right? You will explain tricks about this, right? Or it's gonna be an exercise.
Sure, we could do. I guess we could call it some tricks.
Okay.
But with this one, what I'm doing is it's such like what I enjoy are the
Mm,
shadows and the perspective that something creates. And it's
yeah.
very clear to me that I there's a defined shadow.
Okay, so let them know. هو دلوقتي الأول هيتكلم سريعا عن الحاجات المهمة أو الحاجات الجديدة أو تكنيكس أو الحاجات الانترستنج في الرسمة دي اللي ممكن نعملها، وبعد كده نبدأ نعمل exercise. Okay. Okay. So first we start with you trying to show what you want to talk about in this image. Then we start the exercise. Okay.
Um, okay. When you say exercise, the actual drawing.
Yes, and they're just like we did in the previous drawing, but maybe just in one time.
Okay. Yeah, right. Right. What I love about this image is the the shadow and the perspective.
Mm,
To me, I very clearly see um almost three values. It's kind of like this the facade, the shadows, and the ground and sky. The facade are one value, the shadows are another value, and the sky and the ground, we could say, are the third value.
mm,
And we can, this is all sort of a ruin, so we could be a little creative, but you have these remnants of very um intentionally, right? You have this the brick on the second layer, the second sort of doorway or opening, and you have a cornice, and then you have this exposed brick that you could imagine the nice, more finished facade kind of eroded away, and you have this roughness and texture. So there's perspective, there's shadow, and there's texture in this one, which I think are all going to be valuable
mm.
little things as we go here. So I'm just gonna go ahead and throw some value
احنا
on
عندنا
this. And you maybe
الواجهة
everyone could
أو
just follow
الماتيريالز.
along.
نتكلم إن هو بيقسمها لثلاثة values: الواجهة والدل، وطبعا احنا عندنا الحاجات اللي بتشكل الباك جراوند بتاعة الرسمة بقى اللي هي الأرض والسماء وكده. الواجهة فيها حاجات انترستنج جدا اللي هي التكسيرات دي، ودي بتطلع حلوة جدا في الرسومات من رأيي. وفيها كمان حتة التكستشر بتاعة الواجهة بتاعة اللي هي البريكس. دي حاجة طبعا، حتة إن أنت تكون بتعرف ترسم بريكس دي هتخليها انترستنج أكتر، هتخليها تطلع جميلة. واعتقد ان هي يعني الرسمة بشكل عام لما تطلع هيترمي بعد كده الظل على الارض، على حسب ما هو بيقول الظل هيترمي على الارض بشكل منظم، وهيبان الظل مع الواجهات على هيئة لايرز ورا بعض، فبتدي عمق اكتر.
And I almost want to make this completely, I don't even want to show a difference. I want the shadows to be one sort of visual element and everything else. This is actually a little bit more over here. Everything else, we can describe so much about what we're seeing just through shadow and nothing else. Mm, I got this wrong, but that's okay. We'll adjust.
احيانا كده يا شباب في
There's
صور كده بتشوفوها بتبقى هي اصلا ما فيهاش غير ظل بس، اللي هي صورة ظل ونور بس، بتبقى جميلة. ومن التكنيكس اللي انت ممكن تستخدمها انك تبدأ اصلا بالظل، وبعد كده تبدأ تفصل او ترسم بقية التفاصيل. اللي بيتكلم فيه دلوقتي ان هو بيبدأ فعلا بالظل، لان الظل ليه أهمية كبيرة.
we just start by drawing shadows. It almost tells us everything we need to know about what we're seeing. And I'll add a little bit of line work to the edge just to define these shadows a bit more. And you can also use your stroke to reinforce this perspective, right? You could point your strokes in the direction of the vanishing point. And let's just we'll just apply almost what's like a we'll consider a wash to the sky. Just
مم.
take what might be, you could take a harder
مم.
lead, and I'm just keeping this vertical stroke. I just want to lay down some value. Is everyone seeing okay? Yeah, there we go. So I have the image up on my screen and not my drawing, not what I'm seeing on my camera. So just want to make sure.
مم.
And these hard leads, they blend very easily. I mean, this like that's so smooth, so nice. And I just want to keep it very like almost graphic.
Mm,
I just want this to read as a shape. Right? I don't want it to read as I don't want to render clouds in here.
mm.
Just doing one,
Abstract, let's
two,
call it, or artistic,
sure, sure, stylized.
mm,
I don't know.
stylized.
You're just
Not
responding
like
to
so
what it
realistic,
gives you.
so accurate, but just a piece of art, right?
Sure, sure. I like it. Yeah, we proud. If you wanted to refine the composition, you might want to add a little more sky to it. And actually, I think it would be kind of sharp to if there were another shadow element that kind of climbs up. And what you also can do is make the shadow more dense where you want to pull some of the visual attention. So, um, the edges of your shadows can be very dense, and you can feather them out, sort of. And that just helps pull more attention to the center of the drawing. And these values in the foreground would be more dense than the shadows in the background.
بدأت أحس إن السكتش ارتستيك شكله أحلى من الصورة الحقيقية. يعني فكرة اللايرز اللي فيه، فكرة السوليد اند فويد، الأبيض والأسود، الكونتراست. It looks nice to have white and black, like shade and shadows. That's it.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's so descriptive,
Mm,
right? It's kind of like what are the least amount of lines that I can put in here, or the least amount of information to get the point across?
mm,
And sometimes that's the most beautiful way of doing
mm,
it. And then you can really go back in and um a nice little technique, especially with this rough brick texture. It's kind of put
mm.
little almost swaths of color that might be like exposed. Let's say I'm going to go back and look at the image, but there are little cracks in the stones or artifacts, right?
Mm.
And you can lay a little swath of color in there, and then just touch up. What is this? It's actually not even. Oh my goodness! Here we go. My camera is it backwards? Is it mirrored? Let's
Uh,
zoom. We'll zoom in here. Okay.
maybe it's mirrored because one of the times I told you to draw on the right, you went left.
Oh
So,
yeah, I guess I am. Jeez, oh man, how funny the whole time. But you have.
but I see that you're using your right hand, right?
Uh, I am using my right hand. I am
All
using
right.
my right
Yes, I
hand, and
saw that.
I have crooked thumbs. I was born
Uh-huh.
with them.
So this is the secret of your art. Huh?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Um,
You have a superpower that we don't have.
yes, it's all how you hold the pen.
Mhm.
Uh, but some of these just like super, super subtle
انا
can
بحس،
really
شفت ان
add
انا
it.
بحس بالاستمتاع ان انا اتفرج على حد بيرسم وعمال بيعمل بيرفكشن في الرسم. مش عارف انتوا حاسين زي كده ولا لا، بس انا حاسس ان انا بعد كده هبقى يعني احاول اتفرج على محاضرات زي كده بس عشان اقعد استمتع كده ان في حد ماسك رسمة عمال بيفكر ازاي ممكن يحط تكنيك، يحدد حاجة معينة. مش عارف، معرفش، انا مستمتع جدا الصراحة.
Just to get the point across of this surrounding sky. Well, maybe we would have maybe it would only be to here. But then you could actually make this dark, like it's atmospheric. If it's
Someone is asking, are you using H or B, and which pencil are you using?
yeah, this red one is you know, these are very nice to have, these just these lead carriers. This is probably a 2H.
So
This
H.
is a very hard. Yeah. I don't that's not I don't want to do that. I just messed it up. But what I want to do is I want the ground to have a little more value
Mm,
and leave this white up top. And this is if I were spending more time on doing a nice drawing, you know, I might more carefully shade,
mm.
right? But I'm just trying to get this in for you guys. And you could start to see what that's doing, right? And I can go back in and further adjust. This is just giving me a really nice effect. This hard lead. I like what it's doing. It's kind of taking out a lot of the noise and making it a very smooth wash effect.
Interesting. بس انا حاسس ان في موهبة كده عنده، ان هو بيبقى عارف هيحط القلم فين بالظبط، وعارف يعني مش بيفكر كتير، هو عارف هيحط القلم. بص بيرسم بسرعة ازاي اصلا، هو عارف هينزل القلم فين بالظبط وهيرسم انه خطوط بالظبط.
Yeah, it's okay. I don't know. It's okay.
جميلة.
But it's fun.
I like it.
And
Actually, it's
it's
kind making a kind of framing to the image,
yeah,
non-accurate
yeah, yeah, yeah.
framing. It's more.
Yeah.
So the main skill that we should use in this drawing is the shading. Let's say just to have this kind of style. Let's call it uh, shade and shadow style.
Hmm. Hmm.
I see that you only drew the shades and shadow. That's it, right?
Shades and shadow,
Some
and then
cracks
uh
created, even the cracks were created by shade. We have noticed them by noticing or seeing the shade and shadows.
exactly.
Mm.
And you can go in with a very fine point and add, but these you have to understand this last layer is the thing that is going to attract a lot of visual attention, right? It's noise almost. If you
Mm.
think of this as like, if you think of making the cracks and adding detail as noise, and everyone always notices noise, right? It's all, or something that stands out. So you want to be very selective where that occurs, right? We want to use the noise to point the viewer's eye in the composition. And what you could do is just really get subtle, subtle. Let's just say there's a like a crevice in there. I'm not even looking at the photo anymore, but you know,
مم.
you could. I just I just
هو
took a
بدأ
peek at it.
ينغمس بدأ يعني يندمج مع الرسمة بزيادة لدرجة إن هو بدأ ما يبصش على الصورة تاني. بدأ خلاص بقى يشوف إيه اللمسات الفنية اللي ممكن تخلي الصورة جميلة.
Yeah,
الكومبوزيشن، التكوين.
at a certain point, you're you you put down the photo and you're focused on your drawing and your composition. Yeah.
يا
Okay. Well,
حد عنده
great.
كومنت؟ What do you think guys؟ عندكم كومنت؟ في حد عايز يقول حاجة؟ في حد عنده سؤال؟ someone has a question.
Yes.
قول يا عبد الرحمن طارق.
What did you say?
No, I'm waiting for his question.
Oh, okay. Yeah, let's take a few minutes and do questions
Can you
and
show
then
us the both images to get both photos together? Put them beside each other. This one and the previous one. We want to enjoy the.
um the previous drawing. I think I did it on the back of it,
On
actually.
the back. Ah,
Yeah, yeah.
okay.
Keep it fast. Look, this is back. Um, this wasn't always backwards, was it?
No, no, no. It's fine. No, no, it's fine.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Not backward.
Yeah,
So
it's just okay, right? It's just
the
okay.
question was, someone was asking a question. Just a second. Do you plan on doing more of these workshops? Someone is asking, do you plan on doing more of these workshops?
So, to answer the question, yes. For for a little while there, I had a small group of friends, and we did a weekly drawing
Mm,
session, and it was not a workshop. We would just put a
mm,
photograph up, talk, and draw. And and I think that might be something fun,
mm,
a weekly thing that folks can enjoy. So
mm.
so I think that might be a fun thing for folks to participate in.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So if so, let me know when you do such an event, so probably students can follow us and also follow
Yes.
you. Do you post this kind of workshops on your Instagram, or maybe on
Um,
your you could sign up for an email, put the link of, I don't know, of something, put your link so that people can sign up for an email, so they can just follow you if there is any kind of workshops soon or something.
great.
And another question, someone is asking, I don't understand the lines of the sky. Why did you make it like layers? It's just a style, I think. هو بس مجرد
In
ستايل يا عبد
in this
الرحمن
image,
يعني.
is you think it was talking about this one?
Yeah, about this one.
I just wanted this to be a field of color. I just wanted this to be negative space.
Negative space. So you represent the negative space with blue because
Yeah.
this is what you said in the beginning. We have main elements: the facade, the shade and shadows, ground and sky. So we see now that ground and sky. In order to see the facade, we will of course create the shadows. But if we create the shadows without the sky and ground, we wouldn't be able to notice the borders of the facade. Let me explain this in Arabic. هو يا عبد الرحمن بيحاول يعمل نوع من انواع الهارموني في الصوره. فاذا كنت انا في الهارموني بعمل ظل دايما، حاجات لها ظل وحاجات ملهاش ظل. فالحاجات اللي لها ظل من ضمنها السماء. هتيجي تقولي طب ليه السماء؟ هقول لك لانه لو ما عملش السماء انت ازاي هتحدد الحدود بتاعه الواجهه نفسها، بتاعه الفريم ده؟ هتحددها ازاي؟ هتشوفها ازاي اصلا؟ فعشان اشوفها لازم احدد حواليها. فهو بيوريك قيمه او قوه الظل والنور في ان هو لما حدد الظل بتاعها بس كده احنا بدأنا نشوفها من تحت. عشان نقدر نشوفها من فوق كمان هنبدأ نبقى عايزين نشوف السما ذات نفسها لها برضو شيد. فبالطريقة دي نبدأ الأبيض اللي في النص ده نشوفه، نشوف الحدود بتاعته بس. أنا نفسي يا جماعة، نفسي نرجع تاني الجيل الصغير الجديد ده، نفسي يرجع تاني يبقى ماسك القلم نفس الماسكة دي كده. نفسي نرجع يبقى نشوف المهندسين المعماريين يبقى بيقعد مع العميل كده ماسك القلم بالطريقة دي، بيعرف يرسم الخط بالطريقة دي، بيعرف امتى يتقل الخط امتى يخفف الخط، بيعرف ازاي يرسم المنظور كده في السريع وهو قاعد. بيعرف يضلل، يحط ظل، يحط نور، يورينا الكونتراست فين، بيعرف يفنن كده في الكومبوزيشن. نفسي بجد الموضوع حاسس ان هو كان ظاهرة واختفت. زمان زمان بقى زمان كان المهندسين والدكاترة زمان كانوا يعملوا كده. دلوقتي خلاص الجيل الجديد طلع قاعدين على الكمبيوتر وما فيش. ما اعرفش انده، يعني مش عارف اعتمد على مهندس معماري يقعد مع عميل يشرح له فكرة، يقول له موضوع، يرسم وجه، يفنن كده في الوجه، يقعد يرسم مثلا شبابيك هنا، البلكونات هنا، المنظور كده، المدخل هنشوف ايه العلاقة ما بين مجموعة مباني، منطقة اللاندسكيب. مبقاش فيه خلاص، كل حاجة لازم انت تقعد ترسمها 2D وبعدين تروح على برنامج 3D عشان ترفعها 3D وبعدين تحط زاوية كاميرا، وبعدين في الآخر بتطلع يعني حاجة دقيقة قوي. واحنا مش عايزين نوصل للدقة، كل ده تضييع وقت. احنا مش عايزين نوصل للدقة، احنا عايزين نجرب فكرة سريعة لسه.
How about this, Omar?
let me check.
One plus two. So this is one and two equals three,
Yeah,
right? It's
exactly.
just two values that we're
Mm.
applying, and that gives you the composition.
Oh yeah, that's clear enough. شايفين يا شباب؟ هو بيقول شايفين واحد زائد اتنين هي اللي ادتنا ثلاثة. صورة فيها الأرض والسماء، صورة فيها ال- الظل والنور، هم دول اللي عملوا الكومبوزيشن. الظل والنور بتاع الفريمز الصغيرة دي نفسها، هم دول اللي عملوا الكومبوزيشن. That's it. I don't know. Would you like, before we close the lesson, would you like to give them a, I don't know, this could be a task, or if you want them to try a 15 seconds exercise, or 30 second exercise.
I think it's just becoming more comfortable with
Mm.
drawing. Just don't be attached. That's the whole reason that you do the 15 seconds and
Mm-hmm.
the 30 seconds and the 1 minute is
Okay.
just to get marks on the paper,
So
to
enjoy the
get
exercise.
to get your hand loose, to make
Mm.
very quick observations, and
Mm.
then and then you can get down to it. I think if you start very tight, you're not going to get anywhere. There's the old there's the I don't know how you would say. I guess there's just a story about. Let me just share my screen. I'm sorry, guys.
Yeah, we see your screen.
Uh, Yeah, I want to share my video. Here we go.
Mm-hmm.
There's this story about two pottery classes, and one class was told to make one beautiful, your most beautiful work you can. The next class was told to create as many works as you could. And over the course of 2 or 3 months, the students who had done the most, or the objective was to do more pots, were far better than the class that was instructed to do just one beautiful pot.
Mm. Yeah.
So by sheer volume and not being emotionally attached and just enjoying the process, not comparing your work to other folks,
Mm-mm.
using
Exactly.
this is, and come prepared with some excuses. Say, I ran out of time, or, I had to go to the bathroom, or, hey, I'm just an architect, or
Mm.
I'm just a designer. I'm not a fine artist. I'm just
Mm.
a designer, right? So we can have some excuses for ourselves.
Mm-mm.
We're doing it for ourselves and for
Yeah,
the betterment of our practice or the betterment of ourselves.
exactly.
Yeah.
So I would say again to the guys in Arabic. هو بيتكلم في ان والله انت يعني مش لازم تبقى اتاشد قوي دلوقتي، عادي، انت اللي تقرر. حته اللي هو يعني فكره ان ممكن يبقى الاكسرسايز وقت قصير عشان تعمل رسومات كتير بسرعه في وقت قصير، فده بيعود ايدك. ده مهم جدا انه يعود ايدك، وان حتى لما انت بتتعود على ده انت هتأدي احسن من الشخص اللي بيمسك صوره واحده ويحاول يطلعها بيرفكت. يعني انت كان بيحكي قصة إن في عملوا زي مقارنة كده ما بين كلاس روم كان فيها ناس بتعمل اكسرسايزز كتير صغيرة قليلة بس سريعة جدا ومش بيرفكت، وكلاس روم تاني بيعمل اكسرسايز واحد لحاجة واحدة وبيطلعها بيرفكت. لقوا ان الناس دول فليكسيبل اكتر ومرنين اكتر ومتعودين على الشغل ده اكتر، او ان عادي من الشغل اكتر، وادائهم بشكل عام بيكون احسن. فمفيش ما يمنع ان انت ده يبقى اكسرسايز ليك اصلا. انت ممكن تاخده لنفسك، تاخد الصورة دي لنفسك وتشوف الاول، تقعد تعملها كده رسومات سريعة وتحاول ازاي تخلصها مثلا في ثواني قليلة، بحيث اللي هو خلاص انا عودت ايدي على الرسمة السريعة. عودت ايدي على تكنيكس معين تخلي الخط اللي انا برسمه خط جميل، الظل اللي انا برسمه ظل لطيف. اتعودت على الحاجات، على المهارات دي، مجرد تعود بس على المهارات. كل مهارة لوحدها بحاول اتعود عليها. وفي الاخر خالص بقى انت لما تلاقي نفسك حاسس ان خلاص الامور بالمرونة برؤيتك انت، بتمرينك انت، بتدريبك انت، حاسس ان خلاص دلوقتي جات لي الفرصة، انا ممكن اطلع بقى مشهد واحد وافضل احاول افنن فيه واعمل له ستايل زي كده. يلا بينا نعمله ونروح مجربين. فالحقيقة أنا بشجع الناس إن إحنا ممكن نعمل الآتي. إحنا ممكن نسيب لكم الصورة دي تجربوا فيها وتفننوا فيها، واللي يطلعها يبقى مبروك، أدي استفاد. إحنا كمان هنسيب لكم فورم دلوقتي، فورم بسيطة كده. الفورم دي بترفع فيها الصورة اللي أنت رسمتها معانا النهاردة في الليسون، علشان في المقابل بنبعت لك على الايميل بتاعك زي سيرتيفيكت كده لطيفة، ان انت شاركت في الايفنت ده او في الوركشوب دي بالصورة اللي انت رسمتها. وكمان هنسيب لك بقى الصورة التانية دي بحيث ان انت بقى تفنن فيها براحتك، ولو طلعت حاجة جميلة ممكن تبعتها لنا نعمل لها شير على السوشيال ميديا لو هي حاجة بيرفكت، او نعمل لها شير على الجروبس بتاعتنا. Yeah, I think that's it. In case you wanna add something, go ahead. Or if you think we are done, you could just say thanks to everyone.
Yeah, no, I think we are done. Thank you
Mm,
for everyone. I was just looking through your drawings and very much enjoying them. I hope that you enjoyed yourselves and enjoyed the process. I see some work that's very loose and expressive, and I think that's the goal. At the end of the day, we're just exploring and enjoying and expressing what we see on our own papers. And
exactly.
and yes, if you would like to join for maybe a weekly or a bi-weekly sketch session. It would follow a similar format where we have a photograph of a
Mm-hmm.
subject matter. We talk about it for a second, um, and then we do that series of 15-second, 30-second. We'd probably
Mm-hmm.
do finish with the 15-minute image so that you have a little bit more time to actually produce a drawing. Um, but and that would be the sort of weekly the weekly exercise that you have something on the schedule, something to look forward to. It could take 30 minutes. Um, so please go through and if you don't mind, find the link that I sent to subscribe on my website and that email whenever that's going to happen, that will go out if you then subscribe. So thank you very much, Omar. This was fun.
Thanks
I
to you.
please give
Thanks
me
to
some
you.
feedback from your students, what they thought
Sure.
was helpful, what
Sure,
they
guys.
enjoyed, what they didn't
Let us
enjoy.
know. Do you think did you enjoy this workshop? Please let us know. لو حد عجبه عايزين نشكر الراجل يا جماعة ونرحب بيه. اكتبوا لنا في الكومنتس كده.
And what they're curious about
مم.
learning. I would. It's just it's helpful for me to get that feedback. So thank you very much, and
Thanks to
have
you.
a great evening.
Thanks to you. Now I'm going to let them know which link is for one, which link is for uploading your image, which link. Also, the link that they could, your link, your link where they could, I don't know, subscribe for any upcoming workshops or something. You could also post this in the chat. Did you already?
Okay, sure. I did post my subscribe link. Yeah, I'll send it again.
اوكي.
So
يبقى
please
احنا
join
كده يا
up.
شباب
Thank you all very much, very, very much.
I think everyone enjoyed your lesson. Thank
Well,
you
I
so
hope so.
much.
We're just drawing. We're drawing. Hopefully it's
And it,
enjoyable.
it was fun.
It's
It
supposed
was
to be.
fun. It was fun.
Yeah.
All right. Good luck, JJ. On
Thank you
behalf
all.
of Bautaka and Vision and SAE and SAE grad, we all would like to thank you a lot. It was a fun lesson. It was nice. And you're really a talented guy and very friendly. Thanks for the day. And I hope that we collaborate more and maybe do more advanced workshops later. I hope.
Sure. Okay.
So see you soon, I hope.
See you soon.
Okay.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.